Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Far apart in relevance or relationship or kinship. A distant cousin. Remote in manner. A distant smile. Separate or apart in time. Distant events. Located far away spatially. Distant lands. Separated in space or coming from or going to a distance. Distant villages. Far apart in relevance or relationship or kinship. A remote relative. Separate or apart in time. The remote past or future. Located far away spatially. Remote stars. Inaccessible and sparsely populated. Very unlikely. A remote possibility. A device that can be used to control a machine or apparatus from a distance. He lost the remote for his TV. Remote in manner. Stood apart with aloof dignity. In an aloof manner. The local gentry and professional classes had held aloof, for the school had accepted their sons readily enough. Remote in manner. He was upstage with strangers. At or toward the rear of the stage. The dancers were directed to move upstage. Move upstage, forcing the other actors to turn away from the audience. Steal the show, draw attention to oneself away from someone else. When the dog entered the stage, he upstaged the actress. The rear part of the stage. Treat snobbishly, put in one's place. Of the back half of a stage. She crossed to the upstage chair, forcing the lead to turn his back to the audience. Separate or apart in time. Separated in relationship by a given degree of descent. A cousin once removed. Very far away in space or time. Far away mountains. Far removed mentally. A far away, or distant, look in her eyes. Having only distant social or legal ties. A loosely knit group. Coming at a subsequent time or stage. Without ulterior argument. Lying beyond what is openly revealed or avowed, especially being kept in the background or deliberately concealed. Looked too closely for an ulterior purpose in all knowledge. Beyond or outside an area of immediate interest, remote. A suggestion ulterior to the present discussion. Marked by self-restraint and reticence. Was habitually reserved in speech, withholding her opinion. Set aside for the use of a particular person or party. A terrorist organization that seeks to overthrow the government dominated by Tutsi and to institute Hutu control again. Being of a considerable distance or length. A far trek. Being the animal or vehicle on the right or being on the right side of an animal or vehicle. The horse on the right is the far horse. Beyond a norm in opinion or actions. The far right. Located at a great distance in time or space or degree. We come from a far country. Distant but within sight, yon, is dialectal. Yonder valley. At or in an indicated, usually distant, place, yon, is archaic and dialectal. The house yonder. Of an obscure nature. A deep dark secret. Of darkness, densely dark. A face in deep shadow. To an advanced time. Deep into the night. Difficult to penetrate. Incomprehensible to one of ordinary understanding or knowledge. A deep metaphysical theory. Strong. Intense. Deep purple. A long steep-sided depression in the ocean floor. Having or denoting a low vocal or instrumental range. A deep voice. To a great depth, far down or in. Dived deeply. Exhibiting great cunning, usually with secrecy. Deep political machinations. Extending relatively far inward. A deep border. Having great spatial extension or penetration downward or inward from an outer surface or backward or laterally or outward from a center, sometimes used in combination. A deep well. Intense or extreme. In deep trouble. Large in quantity or size. Deep cuts in the budget. Literary term for an ocean. Denizens of the deep. Marked by depth of thinking. Deep thoughts. Relatively deep or strong, affecting one deeply. A deep breath. Relatively thick from top to bottom. Deep carpets. The central and most intense or profound part. In the deep of night. Very distant in time or space. Deep in the past. With head or back bent low. A deep bow. To a great distance. Penetrated deep into enemy territory. Of the greatest possible degree or extent or intensity. Extreme cold. The point located farthest from the middle of something. Beyond a norm in views or actions. An extreme conservative. Far beyond a norm in quantity or amount or degree, to an utmost degree. An extreme example. Most distant in any direction. The extreme edge of town. The furthest or highest degree of something. He carried it to extremes. Distributed over a considerable extent. Far-flung trading operations. Remote. Far-flung corners of the empire. Covering a long distance. A long-distance runner. Of or relating to or being a long-distance telephone call. A long-distance call. Not adjacent, not next. Happening in or being of another town or city. An out-of-town tryout. Distant but within sight, yon, is dialectal. Yonder valley. At or in an indicated, usually distant, place, yon, is archaic and dialectal. The house yonder.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.